just today I felt lazy as hell. I found every possible excuse to avoid the important, filming this video. I was away for a short vacation in Greece and then we went to Belgrade, Serbia for my bachelor weekend right after Greece. So it kind of combined in a 10-day careless vacation. It was amazing, yes, but just as I arrived home, the work mentality kind of slipped away and I felt like I lost the grip to work and chase my wildest dreams again. As I was scrolling through YouTube to find an inspiration for my next video, I stumbled across the video from the legend himself, Will Smith, with title How to Train Your Mind to Get What You Want. Exactly my title of this video. He explained a couple of real-life stories that proved to himself that our minds can basically think and achieve almost anything. It's we who have to make that thing possible through the old-fashioned thing called action. I remember when I got my first check from Google. I was holding it and I couldn't believe my eyes. It was really small, insignificant amount, like 80, 90 bucks, I don't remember. But it was that moment when I felt the power of not quitting over a long period of time. I felt the same feeling when one of my articles exploded on Facebook. It brought me $1,000 in the first day. And I was feeling like I was in heaven. It's not just about money, but we can get anything we want if we put in the work. And believe me, over time, reality will prove that to us in physical form before we see or have the thing we imagine. This can include finances, vacation, car, dream house, feeling, whatever. If you feel stuck by trying way too hard without any visible results, or maybe you've been away for a bachelor party this weekend and you can't get your mind back to work on your dreams again, here are 3 things you can do right away that will get you back on track and train your mind to get what you want. Before we dig deep into this topic, I would truly appreciate if you can guys tap that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for doing that. Now let's move on. The first is to train your mind to visualize your wildest dreams. I used to lay in bed and imagine as if I already have all the things that the work I do at the moment can get me in the future. Exotic vacations, eating delicious food, traveling the whole world with my future wife that I still haven't met back then, and simply freedom, financial and otherwise. Then I would just open my eyes 4 minutes later and have the widest smile on my face. But then I remember that I need to face reality and work 10 to 12 hours a day. You can be any imaginary character in your own story. You can be the craziest scientist, the spiritual guru, the billionaire who gives back to the world. Simply anything you want to be. This is the real power we hold as human beings. Being there mentally before actually being there physically. It's strange how many of us subside this power or use it with ill purpose. I still have some thoughts sometimes, particularly about this YouTube channel, like I'm trying way too hard for almost a year without any cent back earned and a lot of funds invested. Is this ever gonna work? It's okay to wander off to the dark side for a short period of time, but necessary to get back and create paradise before we even have it. Toxic self-talk is the catalyst for failure, ill actions, and insecurities. If we create dark imaginary story before we get into the real one, the chances are that the real life story will have bad consequences. Because if we are losers in an imaginary world without borders and we can become anything and anyone, the real life will be ruthless and the outcome will almost always be worse. Here's one exercise you can do every single day that will take you to your own paradise. Pick your favorite song. No, not the one that reminds you of your broken heart and throws you back to the worst period of your life, but one that lifts you up. Lie down and close your eyes. Now this part is really important. Be whoever you want to be for 3 to 4 minutes while the song lasts. As we said, be the most successful YouTuber. Be the engineer who builds the largest skyscrapers. Just put yourself in the shoes of someone you'd like to become 5 to 10 years from now. Also imagine who you want to be surrounded with. Maybe some influencers that inspire you in life, that inspire you to do your best, or maybe even some actors you love. Imagine they are your friends and they need an advice from you. Just let your mind wander to the end of the world and back. This exercise will help you immensely. And it will remind you why you do what you do. If you think that the life you live now and the actions you take is not taking you any closer to the dream life, it's time to switch lanes and redirect. The second is to always have one more go. Will Smith said something in the video that stuck with me. He said, always have one more go. How powerful is that? Imagine you're getting punched in the face and the opponent keeps knocking you down. If you have the mentality to have one more go, there's not a chance on earth that you're going to be defeated. This was just an example. Nobody has to be punched in the face. I found that stubbornness is a quality trait when we move it in the right direction. We can be stubborn for all the wrong things in the world and knock our head in the wall and still see no results at all. But we can be stubborn when it comes to facing challenges every single day. I remember the first time I embarked on the journey on Instagram, I had nowhere to turn. I had 0 followers, 0 posts, and I saw all these gigantic pages getting millions of followers and millions of views. I had no idea where to start, let alone get those millions of views and millions of followers. 4 years later, I almost have 2.5 million followers on Instagram. And the page that was 0 followers and had 0 posts now is over 1 million followers and growing. That page alone brings me about $3,000 to $5,000 a month. And I can focus on growing this YouTube channel without the burden of putting food on my table or paying the bills. And again, to go in the wrong direction and be stubborn about it, we can dig deep in so much shit that will take us a lot more time to dig out. So it takes a bit of intellect to know whether the things you pursue now will be worth it in the long run, or you're just wasting your time and creating even more problems that will damage your mental and physical health. If something you do excites you, but from time to time it gives you that feeling in the stomach of conflict and hardship, it's a sign that you should try it one more time. And again, keep in mind that if you go in the wrong direction and the thing you pursue doesn't excite you, it's time to stop that right away. Just drop it off and switch lanes to completely another story. The third is that time is not of the essence. Today we live in an uncertain times. Just look at what happened with the world globally, which was basically overnight. We cannot count on the time now. For example, if you have a goal to make, say, $10,000 a month next year, it may happen sooner or later. It's important that you have a goal and it's up to you to take all the action possible to make it happen. Just know that everything is possible. I've seen people who trade Instagram pages, buy and sell Instagram pages that make $10,000 in a couple of days. So believe me, when it comes to finances, everything can be done if you take the right course of action. Even as an influencer, I consider myself influencer with over 90,000 followers on all my social networks. I've seen people that started with me that now have millions of followers on all their social accounts. I've also seen people that started 2 or 3 months ago that also have millions of followers now. And I've also seen people that started with me that still have 2, 3, 1,000 followers. So time is a bit of a gamble now. But one thing is certain, that if we don't give up, or that if I don't give up, I will get there eventually and maybe even surpass those people. I was working for $2 a day for 2 years. And then I did $20 overnight. Then I worked for $5 to $6 a day. And then I did $100 overnight. Then I worked for $30, $40 a day and I did $1,000 overnight. So the day will come where everything will be worth it, whether you pressure yourself on time or not. If you always keep in your pocket that one more go, you will become unstoppable. When it comes to training the mind, we often get caught that we should do something paranormal, that we should meditate for hours, and that we should overthink everything until we have that crystal clear picture in front of us. No, that's certainly not training the mind. Training the mind is more physical than we think. It's the things we do, not the things we think we do. It's the small baby steps we take every single day. Not because we're motivated, but because we're disciplined. It has something to do with visualization, like the things we explained in step 1. But mostly, it's the things we do here and now in this physical world. Make yourself believe that it's possible and do everything you can to make that belief take its physical form, assisted by your actions. Thank you so much, champs. You would do me a huge favor by tapping that like button so the YouTube algorithm can do this magical thing and spread this video to more people who needs to see it and train their mind to become unstoppable. See you in the next video here.